Welcome back, everybody, to Run the Ropes Media Podcast. And man, yesterday on the Pat McAfee show, The Rock woke up and chose violence, bro, because he was spitting some hot fire in a negative way. We call that bad heat in the business. I mean, this guy's been getting roasted
Yeah,
online now
it's been bad.
ever since yesterday.
Yeah. I didn't
I
I didn't
want to
even
get,
really
I
know
want
what you
let me
I
get your initial impression on the clips that you had
I
seen,
didn't
and
I
then
didn't know like when you messaged me last night and was just like I need to do a video on or The Rock just made me mad. I didn't really know what you were talking about, bro. Like real
yeah.
talk. I was watching NXT. I was gonna text you like, hey bro, like Liv Morgan and them putting in like a run this week. I'm like, she was
Yeah.
night two WrestleMania, defending the titles, Raw after Mania and NXT. I was about to say Liv Morgan putting in that work. And then I
Mhm.
see your message and then I tried to find exactly what you was talking about on Twitter, but at that time, I guess it was still fresh. So I'm just like, I don't know what Dylan talking about. But then
Yeah.
this morning, I get on Twitter, I just see people talking about what a bad move The Rock made. I'm just like, okay, from what I've seen and the reactions, basically people are kind of saying like it could be some backstage heat between like The Rock and upper management. The Rock was basically saying there was no real plan for him, I guess, and he wanted John Cena to have all of the spotlight and the whole Cody Rhodes Soul thing was basically for nothing, and the only reason why he was brought in was because Elimination Chamber ticket sales were kind of low at that point, so they try to bring him in and do like a angle to kind of help sell tickets, I guess, for Elimination Chamber. But basically he's saying like nothing, everything we saying was for nothing. The whole John Cena thing, and then it makes you think like, why was Travis Scott there? And The Rock said that. The Rock was just like, people were saying like, why is when they seen Travis Scott come out and he got Crossroads, literally everybody in the stadium, we was looking at the entrance. Literally everybody was waiting.
Mhm.
And mind you, like I told you, as far as night two, it was a little bit tough getting home. Me and my wife, we were out of the stadium as John Cena's music is playing. So, you know, we was trying to at least kind of get a little head start. But once I heard Cena's music playing, I'm like, damn, what a rock at. You know what I'm saying? Like us not getting Stone Cold, I wasn't tripping because I'm like, he already came out. He did the numbers,
He was
so
too he
cool.
was too drunk to help
He, he,
Cody,
he
bro.
was too he was too, and we were even saying like, is he gonna even like everybody expected a sequence to happen where Travis Scott come out, then Stone Cold come out, then a Rock come out. Like everybody expected this, and it's not like the fans are stupid. Because I seen one guy was like, stop thinking that the fans are stupid.
Mhm.
Like, we're not stupid. We expected you to be there.
Yep.
Everybody did. We was just like, how is Stone Cold gonna give somebody a stunner after he just took like 6 beers like that? Like, we literally thinking this. Heard Cena get the pin. Everybody was shocked once he hit him with the belt. When Cena hit Cody with the belt and then the match was over, a lot of people were shocked because we
Mhm.
were waiting for The Rock's music to hit and it never hit.
Yep.
So again, for my mans to be like, yo, Rock, don't act like the fans are stupid,
Yep.
because we expected you.
It's not that we just expected him.
I hope y'all ready for Dylan, man. Dylan about to go because Dylan has been very particular since Raw goes to Netflix. Since Raw went to Netflix, Dylan has been like, something is up with The Rock, bro. Like, something is up with The Rock. Something is up with this storyline. So for us to be after Mania and The Rock said all of this was for nothing, I get where you about to go, and I'm about to let you take the floor. I had to get that laugh out. Go ahead, bro.
It's not that everybody expected him. It's he needed to be there. He is the main focal point behind the entire John Cena heel turn.
Yep.
Why would you not show up at the biggest event if in wrestling, whatever show you guys like? If you like AEW, you know what I'm saying? Whatever your opinion is of them. You like the independent scene? Cool. You guys like GCW? You like Josh Barnett's Bloodsport? Cool. I don't care about any of it. WrestleMania is the biggest wrestling show of the entire year on any planet in any
Yeah.
universe. And the main storyline going into WrestleMania is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. John Cena is the heel for the first time in his career because of The Rock.
Rock. Yep.
And you don't show up.
Yeah.
And
You don't even show up to congratulate him. At least let your music hit and come out and raise his hand or something.
Bro, and then you use this lame ass excuse that you're trying to give John Cena the spotlight? Well, then why was Travis Scott there? Because he just took away the spotlight.
And it's not even the fact that, you know, The Rock is like, I'm trying to give John Cena don't need no. It's y'all not taking nothing from nobody.
No,
you get what I'm saying? Like,
well, let me ask you real quick.
Y'all are so cemented. They are so cemented with who they are that it's not gonna. He's still gonna be John Cena.
Yep.
And you're still gonna be The Rock. It's not like you're taking anything away from John Cena. If anything, John Cena will be taken away from you.
Yep.
Truth be told, you know. So
I was talking to my buddy at work about this today. Okay, and he brought up a great point about it. Where was this energy last year at WrestleMania 40? You took the spotlight away from Cody Rhodes. You had to insert yourself. You tried to get him and every single person who's been a wrestling fan for their entire life to forget about Royal Rumble and what the Royal Rumble is supposed to mean. The Royal Rumble winner picks who the champion he wants to choose. You tried to bump him and go fight your cousin. Where was the energy, bro? You're talking about taking the spotlight. You've been taking the spotlight for 2 straight years, having us guess and wonder, oh, when is The Rock coming back? Is he coming back at Bad Blood? 1, 2, 3. What the hell did that mean?
Yeah.
Bro, it doesn't mean anything anymore if you don't have a continuous storyline. You can't just pick and choose when you want to appear and what storyline you want to follow for that night, bro. Because Raw on Netflix had nothing to do with this storyline. You guys heard the backlash and you said, oh, we got to get back to this real quick. Well, let's have Cody sell his soul. Bro, your original idea is to have Cody turn heel for what? The guy just has the championship. He's been in the company now for what, 4 years? And you want to have your biggest star become a heel just because you decide to? And then you're not going to show up the weeks after to finish this storyline? Bro, this guy, okay, and I love The Rock.
I was about to say, because The Rock is your number one. The Rock is your number one.
John Cena is my number one. The Rock is my number two. But you can't have this guy have creative control to the point where he's literally coming the night of and you guys are flipping around storylines and creating stories. Because now you're just ruining big moments in people's careers because you just decide to, I'm going to show up tonight. And we don't know what version that you're even showing up as. Are you showing up as Dwayne? Or are you showing up as the final boss? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I think if anything, this taints Cena's like heel turn.
Because let me ask you real quick before we get into this even further, right? You were just saying everybody in that arena is waiting for him. Why would you have Travis Scott, of all people, come out to have an impact on that finish and not The Rock, who was the whole reason for John Cena's heel turn?
And a reason for Travis Scott to be there. because
It doesn't make sense, bro.
Travis Scott wasn't kicking it with John Cena. He was kicking it with The Rock.
Yeah,
So
bro.
yeah, so and Travis Scott is in this mix because of The Rock.
And that to me is a last minute replacement. Because The Rock says, "Oh, I didn't want to take the spot." No, bro. It's because you probably had other obligations, like you already said on Pat McAfee show. Well, I have other obligations. I can't take away from those obligations. Well, then don't make this storyline to begin with if you ain't gonna follow through.
Or don't add yourself in it.
Exactly.
Don't insert yourself in something that you can't 100% fulfill, especially something big like this. Like and the frustrating part is like, again, when that fan said, like, bro, like, don't play us like we stupid. I don't know what's going on, but I know as long as I've been a wrestling fan, something is off as far as why The Rock wasn't there at WrestleMania to help John Cena when
Yep.
so what was the point? Like, if we're not gonna see The Rock anymore, like, what is the point? Like, it was even to the point where we thought that Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins was about to join The Rock. Like, it's almost like The Rock, like, I don't know why y'all thinking, like, you get what I'm saying? He probably, I don't know why y'all was expecting me to be there. Like,
Why would he ever think that though? It's like you're gonna play dumbfounded that people were expecting you to be there. Of course, people are expecting you to be there. You've been
there's a
inserting
reason
yourself.
John Cena's heel.
He's been inserting himself into the two biggest storylines in the past 2 years, bro. Cody winning the belt, John Cena's heel turn. You had to be a part of it. And now you're not going to follow through and show up at Mania? And now you're saying, "Oh, well, we'll get back to, the whole selling your soul thing at a later date." Later date? Brother, you
John
just missed
Cena,
the boat.
right? Nah, John Cena just told us how many dates he got left.
Yeah.
And who's to say those dates coincide with the dates that The Rock got available, man? I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know the backstage. Like, people saying it could be backstage drama between The Rock and Triple H as far as like creative. Um, you know, I guess we would never
Triple H
fully.
never mentioned him once in his Hall of Fame speech. My man had an hour and a half lecture. He never mentioned The Rock, who was the director of the board, once.
Yeah, and honestly, one of Triple H's like number one rivals.
Biggest rival.
Biggest rival is probably is The Rock. You know what I'm saying? When you think of Triple H's career. So yeah, bro. I don't know. I don't know, man. And maybe that's why you need somebody like Vince, in charge, bro. Like Triple H, you got to remember, like The Rock is Triple H's has always been his peer. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? That they have all, and then this is just us guessing, from fans looking from the outside in, bro. Like, we don't know what the heck is going on, personally with them guys, but they've always been peers. I don't know if, The Rock is higher than Triple H on this hierarchy in the WWE,
Mhm.
whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, these are two of the greats. So, I mean, maybe it's just tough for them to get along creatively again. I don't know. But what the stuff The Rock was saying, as far as he didn't want to take the light away from it, it just sounds like
It's an excuse.
politically correct, a politically correct excuse for not showing up or not wanting to do something.
Yep.
Who knows what it could be,
Maybe
but
he had a disagreement. Maybe he
maybe,
pitched an
but yeah, but
ID
but the
and they
smack in
said
the
no.
But the smack in the face is, I feel like he let the curtain. You know how they always say they kind of, you kind of get a peek behind the curtain. That's why,
Yeah.
like, I feel like he wasn't playing a WWE character role as far as, well, the final boss was,
Yeah.
taking care of some business outside of WWE, but the final boss was watching. I'll be there. I got my eye. It wasn't nothing like that where he's still
Nope.
playing a role. He was basically just saying, like, I didn't want to be there because I didn't want to take the spotlight. It sounds like somebody said that to him, and
Exactly.
he's just repeating it. Like, oh, you're
I
just
agree.
trying to be in the spotlight, Rock, or you're trying to do this, you're trying to, be in front of the camera, blah blah blah. And then that was said to him. So him being him, he like, well, I didn't want to take the spotlight from John Cena. That
You know
sounds
what's
like something that he's echoing that was said to him potentially.
I agree. And we're speculating, right? All
Yep,
we
it's
know is
all
what plays
speculation, y'all.
all we know is what plays out on screen. But what's been playing out on screen is very, you can almost put two and two together like something's up, though, because you don't just go down this road about how involved he's been with this creative line and then not show up at the biggest event. Like you got to realize too. There's been this clip floating around on Twitter. I believe it was since what was it since when did Randy and Joe Hendry have their match? Sunday?
Sunday, yep.
Yeah, Sunday night. I guess a fan had met Randy in the hotel or whatever, right? And they were
And he
talking
found out
about,
about how the tickets were.
dude, like you talk about, and you were there,
Mm-hmm.
how expensive wrestling tickets are just to go to an event to show support, right? For something that we all enjoy. And they're talking about like front row seats are $30,000, and
Yeah,
Randy Orton's
they're about like 15 bands, bro, for like front row.
bro, and Randy's first initial reaction is that's embarrassing. You guys are charging and want to brag about how much all the gates are record-breaking gates. All record-breaking gates means is you guys are charging your fans too much money.
Mm-hmm.
That's all a record-breaking gate is, bro. Is you guys listen, guys? We're charging you whatever. It is what it is. That's the price of admission now. Cool. And then you're not gonna have one of the biggest stars in the world not show up at your show. He was promoted. He was promoted because he was in video packages for WrestleMania.
You
There
know
was
what?
Go ahead, go ahead.
I think this is where Stone Cold came into play, bro. With this, because it was just random, random.
Yeah.
Oh, Stone Cold's gonna be there. Like has
And
Stone.
how much advertising did they do for him late too? You even said that to me. Remember
What's
before you bought for the meet and greet, you were like, "Man, they're advertising him, so he's got to be
Yeah,
at
he gotta be.
WrestleMania."
Yeah. They did a lot. Like my thing is, I felt like when the Rock kind of, because we don't eliminate when Elimination Chamber happened, there was no meet and greet for Stone Cold. I had no clue about a meet and greet for Stone Cold. The Hall of Fame. Now they doing the immortal matches and things
Yep.
like. I feel like all of this came in last. I can guarantee you that Stone Cold helped sell the last remaining tickets, or just like give WrestleMania that. Because what did I say? What did I
You
say,
weren't
bro?
even you weren't even gonna go.
I was not gonna go
Yeah.
until they said Stone Cold was gonna be there. I gotta go now.
Yep.
So I feel like Stone Cold was that replacement. Oh, The Rock is not gonna be there. Bam. Okay, cool. Well, we gotta find some kind of way to sell the rest of this stuff, for like get people to, man, bro. That Stone Cold line was nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It was nuts, bro. But I mean, they had stuff of The Rock there, But like, as far as The Rock advertised for WrestleMania, mm-mm.
In the initial stages, when they were showing that one video package, I remember because it was just circulating again. Somebody had tweeted like, "Oh, you're being advertised and then you don't even show up." Right? Is the one the one it was like a drone kind of like flying through the strip of Las Vegas with the
Yeah,
billboards of like the stars'
mm-hmm.
faces. He was
Yeah.
on there, bro. So it's like I don't know. Who knows? I mean, it's just it blows my mind that we're this deep into 2 years now with The Rock, right? Like, The Rock came back, and we have seen more of The Rock now than we have in any years past since, like, 2011, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he first came back with the
Actively,
whole
he's been popping up. Yeah.
and now that he's the director of the board, it's almost like, man, bro, he walks in the room and all these writers drop their pens and rewrite whatever he wants to do for the night. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, bro.
I don't think it is, bro. I don't think it is. I don't think that's the environment true. Again, we just don't know how that's working.
Yeah.
That's kind of tough, bro. That can you imagine, like, okay, the guy who's been running this company for 30 plus years, he's gone. His son-in-law is in charge, but then you also got one of the biggest superstars that this company has ever seen, who put the company on his back as well, who's now in a huge director's position as well. So now you got The Rock, and let's just put it like, let's not look at Dwayne Johnson and Paul Levesque running WWE. You got The Rock and Triple H
Yeah.
running the WWE. The Rock and Triple H.
Yeah.
Two wrestlers. Like,
Yep.
Triple H has more of the business aspect, but then again, I don't know the hierarchy, because The Rock talk about he's the final boss, not Triple H. And Triple H never questioned The Rock as far as being the final boss.
Yeah.
So who's boss? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But again, you got The Rock and Triple H. Two guys who've been going at it, and I'm just going from a wrestling's perspective. Two guys who've been going at it for decades. Two arch enemies of, for decades, man. Now, I don't know, bro. But I feel like a lot of damage control needs to be done, though. It needs some damage control needs to be done. I don't know. I don't like the fact that I feel like it's tainting Cena's heel turn.
I
Because
agree.
if The Rock, you played a pivotal part in it. And it's just like that whole rest. And a lot of people are like, why is Travis Scott here? They was pissed off that Travis Scott was even at Elimination Chamber. Like, I'm
Bro.
surprised they even brought him to WrestleMania and had him interfere, because they already heard what a lot of people had to say about him in Elimination Chamber.
We never even talked about it, but just real quick to just touch on that. That finish was one of the more confusing finishes. I mean, dude, I get if he comes out with The Rock, but to have him come out as this, like,
Like
larger than
the
life
Undertaker or something.
character,
Yeah.
bro, he had a 4-minute entrance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
My
I
thing
don't know
is
what they're doing.
my thing is who's agreeing to this track. It could
And
be
again,
Triple
hold on
H.
real quick.
It
I
could.
love the fact that John Cena won. But to have Travis Scott have that moment, bro, you didn't need that.
You
You
didn't need it,
didn't.
100%.
And
They
you
could have just
shouldn't have.
they could have just had that moment without him, minus the whole Travis Scott spiel. Now Cody had to get his get back. I get that. Cody had to get his get back. But I feel like you didn't need Travis Scott in that moment. And not to even go off on a tangent, okay? Okay. And the only reason I'm talking about this is because I discussed this with my wife. And I'm just like, most wrestlers, which is weird, you won't really look at it as a liability. Like, my thing is, Travis Scott just cannot have any more crazy moments. Where the point where they have to eliminate footage of him, like, you know what I'm saying? SummerSlam 2004, Randy Orton won his championship, and it's
Yeah.
almost like it never happened. You
Yep.
get what I'm saying? So if Travis Scott does something unthinkable or whatever the case may be, that's a part of history that almost has to get
Yeah.
erased, bro.
I didn't even think about that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that was the
Yeah.
first. I'm like, he's a light in it. Like, look, just think of his concert. Like everything that happened
Yeah,
with his
yeah,
concert.
yeah.
He lost a lot from that. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like they just need to be smarter with bringing in outside folks who could potentially be a liability, because I feel like that moment when John Cena won that 17 championship, that's history.
Yes.
That's a record that may never be broken again. Only person
It
that's
won't.
close to him now is Randy Orton. So it's
It will
just like,
never be broken.
that just needs to be a staple. That should have just been a picture perfect moment.
I agree.
But again, if Travis Scott does something, unspeakable, then what? Y'all got to edit out all of those moments as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking of how sensitive, um, society is nowadays, where you just don't want it to be something that happens in like now John Cena 17 championship is edited, or you can never see the raw footage anymore, or you
Yeah,
have to be there to really, you get what I'm saying, bro? Like I'm not
I
trying to
agree. I
speak
agree.
down,
I didn't
but
I
it's
didn't
just
even think about that
this
that
this
aspect of it.
just how this stuff is just starting to unfold, bro. It's just like now it seems sloppy. I'm just like, what was the truth with seeing this heel turn, or is Cena doing everything he want to do? Because what did I say? What did I say? John Cena's first night as a heel on the mic. What did I say? I said it sounds like he doing like a Rock promo, bro.
Yeah,
Like it's not
yeah.
like the Rock wrote this stuff, man. Like what's going on? So I don't know. And then all of a sudden, the Rock is no longer in the picture, and John Cena's promos is starting to be more like Cena. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and this is just a fan that's been observing for years. I'm just like, something seems off. Now the Rock saying he ain't had nothing to do with this no more. Now it's starting to seem more like a John Cena. He like I'm liking it. So I don't know, bro. I don't know.
The only thing Travis Scott did good for WWE is make some cool merch, and he had my man John Cena and Jumpman Jack. So that was cool. I mean, he freshened up my man Cena. Got rid
Cena
of the
did look
sketches
good as
for the night.
Jumpman Jack. I'm like, man, Cena needs to go ahead and just keep the Jumpman Jack joints going, man. Do a John Cena Jumpman Jack collab. That would be crazy. But yeah, nah, Cena with the Jumpman Jacks was definitely dope.
Yeah. So, guys, let us know down below in the comment section what you guys thought of the Pat McAfee interview, what your takeaways were. This is just how we felt about it. Obviously, you could tell we're a little passionate about
Passionate.
our wrestling.
We're
So,
passionate about it, man.
yeah. So, just leave your thoughts and opinions down below. You got anything else, bro?
What if I didn't go to WrestleMania last year and I thought that I was gonna see The Rock this year? I would have betted every dollar that The Rock was gonna be there this year, bro. I would have betted
I'd have been
every
heated.
dollar that he was gonna be there, man. So I'm gonna leave it off with this. Was it ever a plan for Rock Roman now? You know, like is that not happening now? I guess we just gotta wait and see. So again, y'all let us know everything in the comment section below. And other than that, you got your boy Break,
Yeah, Dylan.
and we out. Peace.
Peace.